This is the home of Detroit's Rare Oldies, 1460 AM, WPON, Walled Lake, Detroit.
Rock and roll lawyer show.
In order of the court, to be a rock and roll star, you have to be introduced like one. It's the Rock and Roll Lawyer Show.
You're listening to the Rock and Roll Lawyer Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, the story you are about to hear is true. Only the names have been changed to protect the innocent.
The connection has been made, TYG. And what are those numbers? I forgot those numbers. What?
Well, you never told me what they were for.
314-33122. And we are on radio, too.
Yes, we are.
We are on, I don't know if we're on Facebook, but FFB. And then, but for sure, we are definitely on YouTube.
FF this.
Live, okay? But we're broadcasting from the beautiful studios at 1460 WPON.
Yeah, downtown
Southfield. And then, what's that other city?
Park.
Exactly.
Yes.
We do all that. So I have to tell the audience a couple things here. I guess we're experimenting.
Yeah.
Okay, this show is going to be moving to a different format.
A transitional period.
So right here we're on PON. We'll stay here, and we may even do podcasting to the station or whatever it's called. Do a live remote to the station. But we are moving. We are building our audience again.
Expanding.
Is what we were doing. And so we had a big meeting last night. So I got to tell you guys a story here. This was so funny. And you over here, the
Moto. Yeah.
I know your name. I know
course,
your
yeah,
name.
Yeah.
So we had a meeting set for 8:00, right? Mm-hmm. So we're in the office. I had some clients there, and you showed up late, right?
Yeah.
You're supposed to be there at 10, right? What time did you show up yesterday?
It was like 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock. That's great.
After 4, I think. Yeah.
I had files for us to work on and things like that.
Yeah.
So he shows up, and then the client's there, and then he wanted to talk to me, but he couldn't talk to me in front of the clients, right? And then he wanted for me to drive him to a place, and I said, we're not going to make it back by 8:00, our 8:00 meeting.
Right, it's a personal matter.
And then he says, he had it all calculated. Yeah, no, we're going to be able to get back in time. Okay, we had to go to a place to get these things that he chews. Okay, and we had chewies. We'll call them chewies.
Yeah,
Other people call them gummies, but whatever.
Yeah.
And what happened is that we get there, and then there's this chick waiting, right? Or she's talking to the gal behind the counter, and I'm looking at the time. I'm thinking, how are you going to get back? And then you're saying, no, we'll be right on time. And then you said you're going to be able to be home at 8:00, right?
Actually, I would have been home 8:00. It took me actually 9 minutes to get home. So actually, I was good by over a minute, actually.
But when you get this crazy, look, I have ADD, you have OCD.
Yeah.
They're cousins, right?
Something like that.
So, and you're ADD.
And I'm sitting in the middle?
Yeah. Right.
Damn, I don't want to catch any of this.
But it was going off the charts with this guy yesterday. He had it all calculated out. So now I'll tell you a story. We go to court in Lapeer on a divorce. And our law clerk, Marky, okay, you got to know, this is funny. I'm going to say it in a nice way. You should see this guy. Look at this.
How are you? What's going on?
This guy. And Marky mentioned a place that Moto wanted to go to, okay? So once he found out that this place existed, Moto wanted to go to it. And what he did was he started calculating how long it would take and how many miles it would be from the Lapeer County District Court to this place that he wanted to go have dinner at, right?
Sure. So how far was it?
And he was driving us crazy. I got to go. He had it calculated. The one problem we had, I was teaching that night at OCC.
Yeah.
But you were driving us crazy, and you would not stop.
Yeah.
I was ready to push him.
How far was it?
It was not that far. I still made it myself,
You made it, yeah, but I would not have made it to school that night, right?
I
would have been late.
I'm not sure what the time was.
Had I listened to you, I don't take advice from you. Never after all these little things. You know, kid,
you should know better now, right?
Kid is the greatest. The kid is manning this board. He's got this all set up, and FFB, because I'm tired of them. Our show is based on fair use. under Section 17 of the Copyright Act, because we try to educate the audiences. In fact, I will tell you something. Recently, the guitar player for Mountain, you know who that was?
Yes.
Who was it?
Oh, do I know who the guy was? No, I know who Mountain was. We did a lot of jobs with him.
Oh, okay. Leslie West. He just passed away.
Yes.
So that song that we heard was his first band called The Vagrants. What's this?
The disclaimer, if you want to read it.
Oh, yeah, okay, I like the disclaimer.
If you want to read it,
I'm going to read it to the audience, okay? The Rock and Roll Lawyer Show is claiming fair use under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. This is what we talked about in class the other day.
And now you can kiss a bride.
Right. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, like what I just did to Moto. I criticized him.
Yeah.
I was commenting on Moto. News, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. I don't know about scholarship here. Research, yes. Fair use is a use permitted by the copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. The musical content for the show is for educational purposes regarding the history of rock and roll. So let me talk to you guys a little bit, and you had some great suggestions last night. Okay, let's say that we have a parody, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's take the song, The House of the Rising Sun, your version.
Okay.
Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to make fun of his version, right?
Okay.
I need to generally get permission to do that, okay? In other words, let's say I wanted to record your version exactly, and you claim a copyright in it, okay? I have to call you and get permission for me to do that, okay? But if I want to do a parody, I don't have to call you up.
I just got an email from somebody yesterday. It's funny you mentioned this, that wants to use the song Mr. Blood.
Okay.
Off the last album, I believe, or third album.
And they're not doing a parody or anything.
No, they just wanted to use it.
They need permission.
And of course, I don't know where it's at, so I couldn't give them permission to use it. I don't know who's got it.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Or who's on first?
You don't know who owns the copyright?
No, it could be anywhere.
Interesting. Well, what the deal is, when you're doing a parody, you have to steal someone's copyright in order to evoke the image of what you're trying to criticize or make fun of or satirize, right?
Yeah.
So there's stealing involved. And so that's what parody is about, and that's what fair use is about. 9-0 decision in it was Luther Campbell, he was with Two Live Crew, versus Acuff Rose. Major case. But Rick, we had a great meeting last night, and I showed up on time. I almost had a heart attack getting there, and I was out of breath. But we had a lot of great ideas. So if anybody has ideas for the show, contact my right-hand Sherry, who's manning the YouTube and Internet and FFB. I don't know, maybe she's doing that too. But we got a lot of great songs to play tonight, and we're going to talk
about... Kind of miss Julie.
Oh, yeah, she wasn't feeling good.
Yeah, that's what you were saying.
Yeah.
I hope she's better today.
Yeah, for sure. But she'll be with us for sure. And the professor should be calling in, and he's going to do a segment with us today. But this is a great song. Laverne Baker has a great voice, but here's another great voice from the 50s. Vicki Evans doing Don't Talk That Talk.
Don't talk that kind of talk you're talking to me. No, don't talk that kind of talk you're talking to me. I don't want to hear it, so go on and let me be. You're talking on the side of the wall. Don't mean a thing at all. Have no time to wait, so go on
I'm back on the air. At least you saw my logo there. I have another logo that I'm going to send to Sherry tonight. Really cool logo. And so I'm going to ask Sherry to take where it says here, "Oi, look what just happened. Did you switch it?"
Yeah, I was listening.
Look at that, man.
So making it look like a little TV kind of segment.
So I'm going to have Sherry take the Rock and Roll Lawyer, that where it says Rock and Roll Lawyer, and then what's underneath it? Show, I think.
Well, no, those
show. Yes. I'm going to have her take that.
Yeah.
Well, look at me there. Look, I like this.
I'm just changing the background so it can
look at this is an experiment, you guys. We're migrating to extraterrestrial radio, if you could call it that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think we could call it that. One of the things we also talked about, we're going to start bringing on Detroit groups. One of the groups we're going to bring on is the Mugs. I always enjoy them. Great band. And so they're coming on the show March 26th, which will be great. And it may be done at my office. We'll see. But I'm looking forward to our new pathway, right?
Yep.
And so you said something. What were you saying something during the break here about?
You said that Sherry's manning the social network and everything. The correct term would be Sherry's womaning the social network and advertising for the show.
Say that fast 5 times.
Sherry's womaning the board. Okay, well that'll work. That's a new word.
Yeah.
Womaning.
Yeah. Okay, we'll use it.
More of a correct term. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think if you looked up, you're right about that. Yeah. That's kind of a sexist term, manning.
It's like waiter and waitress. You say, you don't say waiter to a lady.
Actor, actress.
So I want to tell you something here. The Detroit Music Awards are coming up.
Who?
Okay. You're funny. Yeah. Okay. So the Detroit Music Awards are coming up this year. I don't know how they're going to pull it off, but I know last year Richard Brody, what he was doing is he was zooming it in. We were able to watch it. Were you able to watch it last year?
No.
Okay. And it got crazy. It was fun, but it got crazy. And I don't know what they're going to do this year.
Probably the same thing.
Probably, yeah. So, but, when I voted in the past, I'm going to confess something.
Yes.
Okay, I'm complete confession. I don't go to church to confess, but I'm going to confess to the audience, okay? Did you ever go confess at a church?
Not that I can remember lately, no.
Lately? How about you, kid? Did you ever confess at a church?
I think the last time I went to a church was my grandfather's funeral because I can't walk into a church.
I hear you, man.
So
Yeah. Okay, I get it. In fact, we're going to put his face as part of our show. That Sherry developed. That's going to be cool. We got to have him in because so people understand when we say you've been Georged. And I think that's what we're going to be saying,
And I always say that every time I'm running the board, my granddad's running the board too because
that's
the
right.
spirit's in me.
That's exactly right. So.
Man, he did George a lot of people.
Oh man, he did.
He got some of us pretty good.
That was the only way he would let people in if he Georged them.
Hey, somebody's stealing your car.
Right.
So wait a minute, you don't even know what I drive.
That was your initiation into the rock and roll lawyer family.
Yes,
right.
it was.
And he did initiate. He made sure of that. And there's just something as part of our show. So I'm going to confess. Here's my confession. Okay, people that are running for these awards, okay, they're trying to get their friends to vote for them. Okay, so they could get a little plaque and say, hey, they won something. So in the past, I actually voted for friends.
Yeah.
Okay. And they were talented people, but that's not the way to do it.
Yeah, they don't judge it on talent.
No.
They judge it on how many friends you got that'll vote for you.
So the one year, what I've been doing is I've been looking at the acts and I've been listening to how good they are. Yeah. I would go to YouTube, and a suggestion to them is they need to play the videos of the people that are running, so we know what's going on. We could get a fair judgment. I know a lot of times talented people win and keep winning.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's cool.
You make a good example. This is exactly like those singing competitions and talent competitions. People vote who they like, not necessarily the best talent available, but that's who they like, and they vote for them.
Well, that'd make it a 10-hour show.
Well, no. But with to weed people out, there should be some kind of videos on their website so that we can hear it. Do it before, yeah.
The actual show, yes, I agree.
So for example, I know all these people except a couple here. Billy Brandt and the Sugar Reeves. Billy's a friend of mine. I met him through Fran, my sister, and he's a real talented musician. And Jill Jack is very talented also. I don't know who the keynote speakers are. Audra Kubat, very good songwriter. And I don't know who... Oh, Carmel Liberty. She may come on the show. Sherry wants to get her on the show. God, Sherry, you're right. It's right there. Okay, so now, if I'm going to vote, who do I know best? Well, I know Billy Brandt. So I'm voting for him. That's not fair to the other 5, okay? So here we go. Now, Outstanding American Instrumentalist, okay? Billy Brandt, okay, multi. I didn't know he could do that. Now, Chris Kodish is a good musician, even though that putz doesn't return a phone call. You know, I was trying to get my friend's band to play at one of these places, and the guy couldn't even return a phone call. Unprofessional, Chris. And I don't care that I said that. Now, I don't know who Dave Falk is. No, yes, I do. He's a good musician. He's a good guitarist. I think he may play banjo, and he's playing dobro here. Good musician. And Eric Gustafson, great guitar player. He's a friend of mine. He works at Berkeley Music. Mary McGuire, of course, I know her. She was in a band with Billy Brandt, and she is a talented musician. And so she's good. She's a friend. Bob Monteleone. I know Bob Monteleone. He was on our show. He's been on our show before. And Pete Peltier, I don't know him. So now if I was going to vote, who would I vote for? Well, I voted,
everybody in that category.
I voted for Billy before. Now, Eric, I know, is a great guitar player. I do know that. I know David Falk could play really well. And Mary is a tremendous musician, all-around musician. That would be a hard one. Now, outstanding songwriter. Well, I haven't heard their songs that they wrote. Same kind of deal here, okay? And outstanding Americana vocalist, Carmel Liberty, which Sherry told me about. Mary McGuire, cool. Now, Emily Rose has a very good voice. She's more folk. Steve Taylor, I don't think I know Steve. And Robert Thibodeau. Robert Thibodeau, I'll tell you who he is. I didn't even know he even got in here. He used to own this place out in Berkeley. You kind of like a holistic self-help place, with crystals and, more of a spiritual. Incense, yeah, more spirituals, okay?
Beads hanging in the doorway.
Exactly right. The beads that I remember...
Street.
Well, the beads that I was hanging in the doorway was when I used to go to Bill's Barber Shop as a little kid, and they wouldn't let me go in back.
I thought you were going to say Bill's Bar.
No, yeah. because they had all the men's magazines there. I should be saying that in front of my sister, but whatever. Okay. Now, outstanding American recording. Now, Riverside is a great song. I played that with him, and I know how good that is, okay? What are you laughing at? What are you doing, Putz? You're a funny guy, man. Funny how,
funny
right?
How,
okay.
Which way, right? Yeah.
Okay, Ryan Dalala, I have no idea, Closer to Better, Escaping Pavement, Road Warrior, the Keynote Sisters, Road Colored Glasses. I'd like to get some of these people on the show.
Yeah,
we're going to do that, okay? And here we go. Outstanding Blues Group. Bobby Murray is a friend of mine, plus he's a client. I have to vote for him, right?
Yeah,
okay.
That won't be appropriate.
Chris Canis, he's a great guitar player. So is Kenny Parker. Lady Champagne. Lady Champagne's been on our radio show before. I know her. Motor City Josh, okay, I know him too. He's a great player.
I think we should get back to promoting the local bands.
Yeah.
Nobody else does it.
Okay, so here we go. Outstanding blues instrumentalist. I know Laith El-Sadi. I know him personally, okay? Jimmy Bones, keyboard. James Cloyd, he passed away, but he was a great bass player. And Motor City Josh. Brett Lucas, another great guitar player. And then we got Bobby Murray again, okay? I know Laith El-Sadi because I was involved in a Guitar-Mageddon at Guitar Center, right? I was one of the judges in Southfield, and we voted, and this one guy made it to the finals. So we're at the finals here. Laith El-Sadi won. And one of the guys on the show got pissed at me that we didn't vote for him. This is kind of crazy. But I'm going to come back and talk some more of this. Why don't we play some more rock and roll? What do we got up right? Oh, wait a second. We are promoting Detroit music, you guys. And let me tell you this band that Sherry and I found. They're called the Flying Sausage Attack. what a name. When I heard that name, I said, what kind of name is this? But there's some background there. One of the guys in the band, his name is Zev Kaputinsky.
He makes sausage.
Yeah, well, it comes from an Orthodox Jewish home, okay?
Mm-hmm.
He's not Orthodox anymore, you know. Unlike you, you're very Jewish Orthodox, right?
Not at all. No.
Okay, all right. And but he had connections with Hebrew National Hot Dogs. Okay? Well, what a great way to get some promotion. So they're sponsoring this band, and I heard some of their music, and you know, I guess he had contacts with the Hebrew National. I think his dad's Maynard, and he had some contacts with Hebrew National. So they're promoting them. So there's something, you know. I use the name Bubalach, right? Bubalach, you know, or Bubala. I call it Sherry Bubala or Booby. Okay. So they got this song that says Bugala, but it's Bubala. Okay. So one of the songs they did, but then after that they had a rockabilly tune that I really dug, and I said, these guys are good. We got to get them on. But why don't we go to what's it called? What do we call it, kid? We called it Bubala, the Flying Sausage Attack. He's getting it rolling here. Here we go.
Do you like Boozalot? Why do you like Boozalot? You gotta like Boozalot. Do you like Boozalot? You gotta like Boozalot. Why do you like Boozalot? You gotta like Boozalot. Down in the locker room, just me boys. Beating down the locker room with all that noise. Singing, do you like Boozalot? You gotta like Boozalot. Why do you like Boozalot? You gotta like Boozalot. Do you wear your chocolate? You gotta wear your chocolate. Why do you wear your chocolate? You gotta wear your chocolate. Why do you wear your chocolate? You gotta wear your chocolate. Do you like chocolate? You gotta like your chocolate. Out on the football field, you never can tell where the heel can wheel. Do you wear your chocolate? Do you wear your chocolate? Do you wear your chocolate? If I had a flag along, if I had a flag along, if I had a long flag along, if I had a long flag along, if you like Boozalot, tag along. Do you like Boozalot? Yes, you like Boozalot. Why do you like Boozalot? You gotta like Boozalot. Who is this Boozalot? Why do you like Boozalot? You gotta like Boozalot. Do you like Boozalot? Yes, I like Boozalot. Why do you like Boozalot? You gotta like Boozalot. Down in the locker room, just three boys beating down the locker room with all that noise. Do you like Boozalot? Yes, I like Boozalot. Why do you like Boozalot? You gotta like Boozalot. If I had a flag along, if I had a flag along, if I had a long flag along, if I had a long flag along, if you like Boozalot, tag along. Do you like Boozalot? Yes, I like Boozalot. Do you like Boozalot? Yes, I like Boozalot. Who is this Boozalot? Of course I like Boozalot. Come on, get over here. What else would I like if I didn't like Boozalot? Boozalot, come on, hey, look, girl. Picture with a towel. I like something. I should like clothes. Boozalot.
I got to get back on stage here. Let me get my mic.
Keep moving your chair. Yeah.
We are definitely learning how to do all this, but see, he's directing me here.
Takes
directing.
time. It takes time.
Here we
Just
go.
a little bit more to the left.
How come I only see this?
Because there's like a 30-second to a minute lag, I would say.
Oh, I see.
Oh, there you go. Now you're just sitting down.
Now I see me. Okay, I got it on my iPhone.
You know the system inside out, Dylan.
So I want to discuss impeachment for 1 second here. There's two arguments. One argument is, and I'm not doing
We
politics.
don't do political.
No, this is not political.
Okay.
This is not political. There's two arguments, two sides to what's going on. And I read two treatises by very, very famous attorneys with opposing views. The views the Democrats have is that you could still impeach a president. Okay, I mean, you can still convict a president to keep him from running again, and that's because there's certain provisions in the U.S. Constitution that states that you could get people out of office. Okay, then the other hand is the Republicans, their version is that since he's already out of office, it's moot. So that's the tug of war that's going on right now.
It's stupid.
We're not talking political.
I just said one word. Stupid.
It's okay. Well,
it's costing us a lot of money.
Well, I'm not discussing that with you. We're talking legal.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. No political
politically legal stuff, right?
Yeah, politically legal. Well, we've done shows that have legal elements that implied political issues, and that's what we do. We've never had a political show, nor will we ever have, because I think it's not cool. It ain't. I'd rather just play music, talk, and talk, and talk. And I'm talking quite a bit right now.
What's this, the Flying Saucer Attack?
That's the band. Have you been here listening?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, what do you know about the Flying Saucer Attack?
What you told me.
Zev Kapitinsky, right?
Yes.
All right. Well, he's one of the leaders in the band. But the song that I really liked is called Hot Dog, and they did a great rockabilly version of this song, and that's what really caught my ear. The first song that we played, Bubala, was kind of like a joke, kind of had a Jewish thing to it. This one has to do with hot dogs. Hebrew national hot dogs. They're great. Kosher hot dogs are really good. I used to like high-grade hot dogs, and my sister will tell you they wouldn't let me bring it in the house because it wasn't kosher, and I used to sneak them in, man. Great hot dogs.
So you like your hot dogs, huh?
Wait a minute. It wasn't kosher, meaning they weren't actually kosher? Or?
They weren't actually kosher hot dogs.
I thought you meant something strange about them wasn't kosher.
No, they had pork in it.
Oh, okay.
They had some pork in it, but now they have all beef hot dogs.
Yeah.
But
a lot of people don't know this, but back in the day, back when we were kids, Michigan passed a law with the strictest the stuff that you could put into a hot dog.
Oh,
and in Michigan, the hot dogs are better than the whole rest of the United States.
I can believe that.
They wouldn't want to put the eyes and the elbows and all that crap in it.
Yeah. Well, I know in the kosher hot dogs they don't do that.
No.
But you won't even. I know. Okay. But why don't we play this song? And this goes out to Charles Douglas Duell III. Let's hear the Flying Sausage Attack doing Hot Dog on the Rock and Roll Lawyer Show. And I'll get out of your way.
My baby works in a hot dog stand, making them hot dogs fast again. I'm still the gas, don't be slow. Give me 2 hot dogs ready to go. Hot dog, she's my baby. Hot dog, drive me crazy. Hot dog, no me baby. Oh, she's my baby in a hot dog stand. In the cool of the evening when the sun goes down, all the cats and chickens all gather round. Load the hot dogs and bread and some with a pop, then we head downtown to a head candy pop. Hot dog, she's my baby. Hot dog, drives me crazy. Hot dog, no me baby. You wanna see my baby in the hot dog stand? She comes up and then we lose ourselves at a head. I'm thinking crazy way, doing the bop to the break of day. Hot dog, she's my baby. Hot dog, drives me crazy. Hot dog, don't me baby. You wanna see my baby in the hot dog stand. Hot dog, she's my baby. Hot dog, drives me crazy. Hot dog, don't me baby. You wanna see my baby in the hot dog stand. Hot dog! Hot dog! Hot dog! Hot dog! Hot dog! Hot dog! Hot dog!
This is for my large listening audience. That was Hot Dog. That was by the Flying Sausage Attack on the Rock and Roll Lawyer Show. And so we're having fun here to all of our listeners that are coming to Facebook and then going to YouTube. And it's so funny here. But we're going to get listeners, man. It'll just catch on.
It's a transitional period, yeah.
Because people do know what we do.
Yeah.
Okay, I know they know what we do. We've been doing it for 15 years, and we're making a change. We have to.
Yeah.
We just have to. So we'll be...
Things change.
Yeah, we'll be moving our studio to our own studio. That's where we're going to broadcast
It'll be
from.
much better.
Yeah, I know
for
that.
sure.
We're going to be broadcasting out of our own studio, everybody in the audience, I mean.
And
so
just for the listeners wondering, if you're looking at the YouTube Live and you've seen me and my grandfather pulled up, that's just our little logo. Sheldon said I could put it up there.
I don't mind, man. I love the guy, you know.
Yeah, so my granddad, he loves you too.
Yeah, no, I know that.
You said over 15 years, you guys.
Yeah.
15
and I'm kind of watching out for you too.
Thank
you. You know that.
I feel it.
We need to.
Every time Sheldon tells me something wise, I can just tell that my granddad was telling him, speaking to Sheldon.
We used to have talks, and I used to tell him, I said, take care of, watch him. And I said, I am. So it's what I do. What can I tell you?
I love you, Sheldon.
You got it, man. I love you too, man. And you know who's going to be coming back to the show? Kelly.
That would be nice.
Yeah, that'll be great.
When is he coming back?
We don't know. I'm talking to him tomorrow. We're going to figure out how to get him back. But he's going to be an integral part of this show.
You mean integral?
Integral. I mean, here's who we have, okay? It's going to be the kid.
The board and
producer. It's going to be Moto. It's going to be you and Diane. Me. G. Scott Rainey, he'll be back. Who else did we talk about?
I forget what he looks like. It's been
I
a
know.
long time.
You see what he looked like last night? Yeah, of course, the professor and Sherry Claire, of course, and Julia. So we're going to have we're going to be the driving force.
The full house.
Yeah, and you never know if a radio station will pick us up, which they should.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so that's one of our goals, too. I'm just going to lay it all out,
Sponsors,
you guys.
advertising.
You remember Tom Shannon?
I sure do.
We just went back and forth on Facebook today. He's living out in California now.
Oh, he was cool, man.
Oh, yeah, he was a great guy. I found a picture of him interviewing me on Channel 9.
Oh, Channel 9,
yeah.
Swingin' Time. No, he didn't have Swingin' Time. That was...
Well, I don't know if it was called Swingin' Time. He had a show after Robin Seymour was done with Swingin' Time.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I can't remember the name of it. But
yeah, but I remember watching him and then listening to CKLW, him and Bud Davies and...
2020 News.
2020 News was the greatest. Those guys had real radio voices. I suggest people go on YouTube and do CKLW, and you'll hear the greatest radio voices.
And Keener, too.
And Keener, too. Yep. Scotty Regan and all that. So, you know, we're real live radio people.
And
right,
if you're
kid?
willing to do, if you want to do advertisement or sponsor your business with Sheldon Kane, the Rock and Roll Lawyer Show, you can call Sheldon at 248-539-1111, and we can advertise your business right here on the show, on Facebook, and just...
Or you could contact Sherry on Facebook.
Contact Sherry. Contact anyone with the Rock and Roll Lawyer Show, and we'll relay the message to Sheldon.
Right. So we're moving on, you guys.
Yeah.
And so it starts with, you know, it's like you got to plant a seed. And I know a lot of people know about our show. I know Marcia listens to it, and hopefully Marcia feels better.
We've been on the airwaves for a long time.
Yeah, quite a long time. So I think we know what we're doing, but we're going into this new realm, man.
New generation.
It's new, but I'm going to continue playing our music and, you know, keep our basic format, but it's going to get better. That's all I got to tell you. Right now, you know, for you new listeners, I don't know how many there are, maybe you 3 new listeners right here.
103.
103, I hope, maybe 2003. We'll see what happens. But we've been doing this for years. Cousin Frank started the show with me. We keep them going. It was Kelly's idea. Initially, we used to do Frank's Funny Favorites every week. But what happened is we ran out of songs, and I couldn't keep playing Constipation Blues.
They weren't as funny anymore.
No, it just lost it. Yeah. How many times can we play that Constipation Blues? We can't.
Yeah, but you had Ray Stevens, and you had all kinds of stuff.
We had some cool stuff. I remember our first song was Who Put the Bop in the Bop Shabop Shabop.
Oh, I like that song.
I love that song by Barry Mann, one of the greatest songwriters ever, him and his wife. Now, he would be cool to get on the show. We had that great Raoul Felder talk about his brother, Doc Thomas. So I want to let the audience know, we have had a lot of major people on our radio show, all right? And we have a lot of great interviews, so to speak, in the can. You know, I have all the air checks going back to 2006. But one of the things that Kurt did, he suggested he sent me this was years ago, about a guy that gets busted for mating with a sheep. Yeah, or a goat. Yeah, remember that?
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's quite a long time ago.
Yeah, and so that's what he did. That's how it all started. And with Kurt, he worked at a bank, and this guy he knew everything about music. I said, this is wild. And so what happened was, that was a great legal show.
Yep.
And I remember what happened. They wanted to put this guy in the sex offenders list, right? He's really a sex offender mating with a sheep. What kind of human being goes with a sheep?
Can you imagine walking around the corner and seeing somebody do that?
Yeah, he's putting on one of those things you put on, and he's stripping a sheep. What kind of stuff is that? That's the most bizarre thing. But he gets caught. Somebody walks by the barn, and this guy's stripping a sheep. Okay, and sheep is plural, isn't it? But what is a singular sheep called?
Sheep.
A sheep. Okay. So he's doing that, but he goes. They bust him, and he goes to prison. Why did he go to prison? It was illegal to do that, but he had a prior record, and that's why he went to prison. So he was contesting.
Prior record of doing sheep?
Yeah, doing. No, he was burglar. He was a burglar.
Oh.
He broke into this place. So the dude said, I don't want to be on the sex registry the rest of my life. That's too cumbersome. So he fought the case, and he won. He didn't have to be on the registry. Why? Because it says you have to do it. It's a human being you have to violate, and that's how he got out of it, kid. So pretty interesting stuff.
Still a sicko.
Yeah, crazy stuff here. Now, I've had some weird cases, man. I've had some weird cases in my life, some real strange people. And but why don't we play? Now, this song is a great film noir song that you would see in the movies from the 40s and 50s. It's called The Killer, and let's play it. Let's go to the lounge right now.
Now, the part of the Rock and Roll Lawyer Show that has absolutely nothing to do with law. Frank After Hours Lounge.
Mel Young, this is The Killer. This is a great movie. And that is film noir to the T, isn't it? And so Mel Young is uncredited, but the portion of the killer is used in the closing credits. I guess it was in a movie there, okay? But I asked Moto to help me. So what did you come up with, Moto?
It's not coming in. It's giving me some kind of a biologist, ecologist, Mel Young. I don't know.
Did you put the name of the killer?
And the song, yeah.
And then did you put Mel Young after it? This is what happens at the office. We're recreating.
Mel Young actually has his own orchestra.
Exactly. That was his orchestra playing that tune. And then I don't know what movie that was from, but you know that's from a film noir movie. And G. Scott Rainey is great at doing film noir. So,
Okay.
oh yeah. So I don't know when Kurt is calling in, but I'm going to save this next song for when he comes in. And so I want to talk about some other things that occurred. Let's go back to who's running.
Who's on first?
Okay, here we go. So let's outstanding blues vocalist. Okay, Jimmy Bones. I love this stuff. Robert Bradley, Motor City Ford, Josh Ford. Champagne, I know her. Tasha Owens is a great singer.
Yes, she is.
She came on the show. She's a friend of mine. I know how great she sings.
She did tracks on Made in Detroit.
Oh, okay.
She helped us out.
So I know her, and she's a great singer. So if I haven't heard anybody else, but I know her, I vote for her. That's not fair to the rest of them, right? That's why we need to have some excerpts of what they do. To make
but
really
isn't that how all these shows are? I mean, even the real ones?
No. When you mean the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
No. We know what they're doing. I mean, we know what they.
Well, not if you don't listen to the radio, you don't know who these people are.
Well, you mean for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
We do. Come on.
Not all of them.
I know everybody in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame that's nominated. But here, outstanding blues recording: Brett Lucas. I haven't heard the song. Kenny Parker. I haven't heard the song. The Sax Maniacs. I know the guy in the band. And Pat Smiley, he's a good singer. Classical, I know nothing about, so I'm not going to vote for that. Country, let's use country. Okay, Julianne Ankley, I know her. I have no idea who Joe Kidd and Sheila Burke are. What's that?
The professor's on.
The professor's on?
Yep.
On Zoom? Oh, really?
Zoom.
How do we hear the professor?
That's what I'm doing right now.
He's going to set that up right now, okay? How come Katie is not on here? Now, I know Larry LeBeck. He's a great steel player, okay? And I know Roger Noonan, too. He's a really good bass player, okay? So I know a lot of these people here. But these are the people we should get on the show. And I think, you know what? I just came up with an idea here. We should find out, and we could actually play some of their music so that the audience could hear it and make up their own mind, right? Yeah. I don't know how we're going to do that, but that's just an idea. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Children's music. I don't know anything about that. Do you?
We could put together a podcast kind of thing and just post it online if they want to really hear the music.
That would be a way to do it, okay? All right, see, okay, here we go. Now, this, you may be right about this. Outstanding national single. Greta Van Fleet, Lover Lever.
You heard it?
No. John Five, great guitarist, Living with Ghosts. Have not heard it. Nope. Now, Eliza Neals, Pawn Shop Blues.
Yeah, but have you heard it?
Nope. The Raconteurs. I have not heard that. Help Me Stranger. Mike Skill, Carrie Got Me. Have not heard it. Now, here we go. I like this band called the Detroit Cobras, and they have a song called What More. And then I see Pawn Shop Blues again. I see Iggy Pop. What's going on?
So I want to make sure, Professor, if you can hear us, can you speak? Just want to make sure I can hear you on Zoom.
I can't hear the professor.
We gotta hear him on Zoom.
Okay. Got me?
Professor, can you speak?
Speaking.
We're ironing out the kinks is what we're doing.
Okay. No, we can't hear Professor.
Have him call into the station.
Okay, can you just call into the studio, Professor? For some reason, Zoom is not working.
All right, we'll get that fixed up.
Zoom.
Zoom. So I know nothing about all these songs here. Okay, here we go. Now, this is something that we should win. Okay, outstanding...
Who should win?
My band. Outstanding tribute band. Crazy Babies, I have no idea who they are. Dr. Pocket, I've heard of them. Major Dudes. Oh, a Steely Dan tribute. You got to be a good musician
that's a good one,
to play
yeah,
that.
for sure.
Okay. Oh, they're good. I know that. Rockstar, have no idea. Santana Project and the Wrecking Crew. CRUE. Okay. Look at this here. Outstanding video, a limited budget. That's a category. A major budget, so you have big record companies behind that.
Little money, big money.
They add new things here. Now, gospel, I don't know too much about. Jazz, I know a little bit about it. Ralphie Armstrong, let's see if there's some guitar players I recognize here. Let's see. I don't see anybody that should be on here. Now, I see Dennis Coffey in here. I know him. He's been on the show. He had a book that he wrote. Okay, you do that, man. Okay.
Never mind.
We're not. Did we screw that one up too? All right. You want me to do the station ID? If you just tuned in, you're listening to WPLN 1460.
Oak Park.
Oak Park, and it's 7:00 or I don't know what time it is. So we're going to get Kurt. That was our legal ID.
Exactly.
I love that here.
Well, it is a rock and roll lawyer show.
Rock and roll lawyer show.
Got to do some legal stuff.
Okay, well, it sounds like you're far away.
What are we doing? Okay.
Is that a country song? You sound
sounds,
far away.
You know what it sounds like? We're stoned.
Really?
Doesn't it sound like we're stoned today?
Oh, wow, I wasn't listening that close.
Is it the weather?
So what?
Maybe.
So we're going to get him to figure this out. I know nothing about Now look at this.
Mo wants to do the weather.
You want to do the weather?
No, I said, are we feeling this way because of the weather? That's what I said.
Oh, I see. Well, what is the weather right now in Detroit?
It's a light snow.
I see. What's the temperature?
Cold.
Well, a little cold.
Okay. Are we ready to get the professor on?
Got me now?
No, the one we're doing is number 6 for him. We're talking about Mary Wilson.
You got me now?
Oh, okay. So I'll keep talking, or if I don't talk, you guys know to talk, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Right here, yeah. I can't wait to get home and have my fish and chips and wine. That I got to tell you for sure.
Here we go.
Okay, we're going to get him on. Professor.
No.
Professor, how you doing, man?
Not bad.
Just
finding out that the...
Make him louder. I can't
Hello?
hear him.
Speak, Professor.
Talk.
Okay, just finding out that Zoom don't work too well on the iPhone simultaneously, but...
Okay. Well,
anyway,
we're experimenting with our 6 listeners, so bear with us. And then when you know what, Kurt, when we become very famous, they're going to say we saw them when they were going in
transitional period, yeah.
Yeah, thank you for filling me
Absolutely.
in.
On Zoom.
Okay. And so, but we had a good meeting last night, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
And we had, the most joy we had was watching Moto eat.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Not necessarily.
The tour of his bedroom was good.
Yeah, he gave us a tour of his bedroom. His bed was not made. And but we had a great time. Came up with a lot of ideas. So we're going to move forward.
Yeah.
So we had talked about Mary Wilson. So can you tell us about her?
Well, of course, Mary Wilson was one of the original and the only original member to be with the Supremes from start to finish. She appeared on every album, did every concert. There was a couple of songs that were recorded, without her being present, but, that was just the manufacturing assembly line there that Motown had, and sometimes, they would just cut some corners. But she was a Supreme through and through. We at the Rock and Roll Lawyer Show have a great appreciation for her because her and Martha Reeves were probably the most vocal people from the Motown roster for the Truth in Music Act. And Mary Wilson had a lot to do with that, second only to Martha Reeves in getting that passed into law here in the state of Michigan. And so, we at the Rock and Roll Lawyer Show, for the integrity of these older acts that are still trying to do shows and, still trying to make, a living at it, they can't compete sometimes with these copycats. And we're not talking about groups that present themselves as tribute acts. We have these acts going out there and presenting themselves as the real thing when, well, not really. And, what brought her to it is that there was, when she broke up, when she decided to leave the Supremes in 77, 78, the group officially then disbanded because she was the last original member. Now, about 2 or 3 years later, one of the backing vocalists that had been with the touring group for a good amount of time, and one of the replacement people that she had in the group right there at the very end, decided to go out on the road as the Supremes. And, of course, Mary sued, won, but then she started looking around and seeing that there was a lot of other acts, not just Motown acts, but a lot of acts from that generation that were out and about, and there would be 3 or 4 touring groups using the same name. And Sheldon, you can probably elaborate a bit more
on the legal aspect of it.
Yeah, okay. On the legal aspects of that and some of the bigger and better examples of it.
And it actually happened on our radio show, and I'll tell the story, okay? So what had happened, I'll give you the facts here, okay, and you guys know about
Just
this.
The facts, please.
I'm not going to
facts.
mention names. Dragnet, yeah. Okay, I'm not going to mention names, you guys, but on our show, this was years ago, we had David Somerville coming on. And Kurt was here, you guys were here. David Somerville was the lead singer of the Diamonds. Okay, so I'll ask you a question, I'll ask the kid a question, I'll ask you. If you were going to see the Diamonds, who would you want to see?
Dave Somerville.
Yeah, the lead singer. At least him, the guy that sang Little Darlin' and The Stroll.
In the summer and winter, either way, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So you want to go, so if I put an advertisement out to you, and hey, the Diamonds, I'm sure you want to go see him play, you and Diane, and let's all go, right? Let's go to the theater in Birmingham or wherever to see him play. And you walk in, and guess what? No Dave Somerville, no Diamonds.
That'll be a disappointment, right?
You'd be very disappointed. And
that Conehead Diamonds.
Coneheads. Now the question is, would you want your money back? Would you think that you were lied to?
I'd say yes.
Of course, because there was no original members in the band. So the law it looks like this: if you're gonna, these older artists, you have to have an original member in the band or somebody that's been in the band for quite some time. Okay, so there's some recognition. And what had happened was, on our show, we had Dave Somerville. The next night, there was a rock and roll concert with the Diamonds, and we were there to see them. But one of the things we found out from David Somerville is that he licensed the use of the name to these other guys who were the tribute band, the Diamonds. And they were a great band. But
they should be advertised as tribute.
Tribute, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, but legally, because there was a license given from the original member who had the rights to it, they were able to perform as the Diamonds. And I talked to them. They said to me, it was funny. They said, we're really just a tribute band. And but they're a very good tribute band.
They should tell the people that are buying the tickets before that.
Exactly. But what happened is that legally they could say, hey, wait, I own the name, and he could prove it with this piece of paper, the license that he got for Dave. But we decided that night, morally, that we could not run that ad. We wouldn't do it because.
I remember.
Yeah, I know. Remember that, Kurt?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, but the law is if there's an original member, they could play.
For example, if I want to see Frigid Pink play, and the drummer Rick Stevens is not present there, I'll be pretty disappointed, I got to say the least.
There's got to be at least one original member. You're the original member of that band. So that would be good.
And that person needs to own the name.
Own the name. So, and you have a trademark in it. Okay? So that's what's going on, and that's called the Truth in Music Act. Kurt, you remember how it got started? Wasn't there who was the guy in the Drifters? One of the lead singers of the Drifters. He went to a concert, or he went to see this band, and they were the Drifters performing, the Phony Drifters performing.
Mm-hmm.
And he went up to them with an album, and they recognized him. What was his name? Charlie? I
cannot remember, but I know that that's how the Music Act got national exposure. I want to say it was on like ABC's 2020
That's
show
what it
back
was.
there in the
John
90s.
Stossel.
Yeah, and Mary Wilson and Martha Reeves is already working on that here in the state of Michigan.
The names of the drifters.
But with the drifters incident, that's how it basically became national news.
Right. So, Moto, when I'm talking about this, look it up. You see, we're struggling for the name. I'm going to heaven, though, you guys, because I brought him back to my law office. So I'm going to heaven. So he's got to be here. So got to tolerate it.
I mean, the Drifters, as a band, had a long and
Charlie Thomas is his name. I got it. Charlie
Thomas, and there's Louis Bailey, Stephen Brown, Gerald Manning, Jeff Hall.
Yeah, it was Charlie Thomas who was there. And he got pissed and took the microphone and grabbed it and said, these guys are phonies.
And then they have a whole list of past members. I don't know who
I know.
Yeah.
But you know what? And then they had this lawyer try to justify it. What a clown he was.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, the Drifters themselves, like I said, they have a long and complicated history, including a complete turnover of the band, or of the group, like in 1955. Where every single member was replaced by somebody different. So one night they played with, Clyde McFadder and, the four guys that were in the band with, in the group with him. The next day, they were all gone.
Wow.
And the next show they played, they had 5 new drifters. And, a few lineup changes happened, and then they settled into that second wave of hit-making success with people like Benny King, Charlie Thomas, etc., where they started getting all of their early 60s hits, the things, Doc Thomas wrote for them.
Right.
Some Lieber Stoller stuff, that kind of stuff. And, just, wow. So, opportunistic that lawyer himself saw that as an opportunity because, you can't it's hard even for rock historians to keep up with how many people have been in and out of the Drifters officially.
Well,
almost like Bridget Pink, but
yeah,
because even Rick doesn't remember every person who's passed through the band.
This is true.
Yeah.
I think I auditioned for you guys once.
Well, and the Drifters are pretty much the same way. So
yeah. You know what? But I picked a song out, live version of her singing "Can't Take My Eyes Off You." So,
and I want the audience to listen to it. I mean, yes, Diana Ross became the face and the lead vocal of the group. But you can see on this recording, Mary had her chops too, and was well deserving, probably of a few more lead vocals than what Berry Gordy gave her. But give it a listen. I think everybody will like it. And like I said, we have we don't play a lot of Supreme's music on the show, but we had just a ton of respect for Miss Wilson and everything that she did for the music community as a whole, because I don't think she realized how important a job she really did.
She's a very, very nice lady also.
Oh, you met her. Okay.
I never had the opportunity to meet her, so.
Gotcha.
I will take Rick's word for it. So.
Okay. Well, the kid's going to cue it up. He's typing some stuff. And then stay with us, Kurt, okay? You got time?
Okay.
All right, cool.
I got a few more minutes.
All right, great. All right, let's go to it right now. It's called Can't Take My Eyes Off You, written by, okay, you guys know who did it for 4 seasons, Frankie Valli.
You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You'd be like heaven to touch, and I wanna hold you so much. At long last, love has arrived, and I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. I can't take my eyes off of you. Hard on the way that I stand, there's nothing else to compare. The sight of you leaves me weak. Oh, and there are no words left to speak. But if you feel like I feel, please Let me know that it's real. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you.
On the radio.
You're here.
Oh, that's a good picture.
You need your mic.
Oh, the mic. Look at this here. Space Cadet. Okay, I am back right here on the Rock and Roll Lawyer Show on 1460 WPON, and look at us here. Cher, can you do us a favor? Can you call in also and tell us what they're saying?
Actually, he can't call in because one line is being used for Zoom and the other Kurt is on it.
Oh, so, okay. Can you call in one Zert? What's his name? When Zert gets off the air.
Zoom.
That's his new nickname, Zert, instead of the professor. So, Cher, can you call in after Kurt hangs up? I'm not hearing you. No, she hears me. She'll call in after. Then you can read the comments from Facebook. This I got to hear. So I'm going to send her a text right now. Can you call in? Okay, call in after Kurt gets off the phone.
Actually, I could get lost for a few minutes and she could jump in.
Okay.
So,
all right. I'm going to do this. I'm sending her a text right now.
Yeah, just let her know that I'm calling in tonight, and I'll have a segment for next week.
You got it, man. We'll be back to your segment off the school. Very cool.
Sounds good.
All right, man. I'll talk to you later. Thank you, man. Thanks, man.
See you, Kurt.
Okay, I'm going to tell Cher to call in. Okay. In fact, I could call her on the phone. Oh, she's coming on. Yeah, she's going to do it. Yeah, cool. Okay.
Right, let's see your phone so I can go back to the YouTube.
Okay, so Cher, you're going to call in. What is the number? 248-557-1460.
Right there on the board.
There it is.
248-557-1460.
So let me just explain. Okay, we're learning how to do this stuff here. Oh, look at that. That's a cool picture of me, man.
Wow.
What happened to my hair?
Okay, good. It says, an attorney specializing... Well, move your head, Sheldon. An attorney specializing in entertainment law, Sheldon K. enjoys playing his guitar. Oh, sorry, the microphone's in the way now.
Who's saying that?
They wrote this for you.
Who wrote this?
Someone, when I typed in your name on on Google, this is what came up.
Oh, tell them.
An attorney specializing in entertainment law, Sheldon K. also enjoys playing guitar, including a prized Elvis string instrument.
Yeah,
wow.
It's called the Elvis Cast.
And he sings,
Which
too.
you see a picture right now live.
Yes.
You're definitely a celebrity, I got to tell you that.
Celebrity, right. So if they want to
all I did was type in your name.
If they want to defame me, they if they want to defame me, I got to prove they have malice. They hate me.
Who would want to do that?
No. I get along with most people in the world. Most people, no, you can't get along with everybody 100%. I don't get along with Rick most of the time, but he's still my friend. So. But what's going on? What are you doing here?
I'm making it look like a little TV show.
This is really cool. Let's see, Charlotte. Look at my hair, how gray it is, man. God.
No,
you don't have to tell me.
Look at now. Look at change.
But look at the picture, how old I am. Oh, because I'm old, right? That's
you are old.
I am old, but I'm having fun doing it. So Cher's going to come on. Great. Okay. Booby, you're on the air. Booby, that's what Morris Levy does. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. We had a good meeting last night.
Yeah.
We did, and the show is hilarious today, although I did have a brownie.
I'm enjoying it, yeah, for sure.
Is that like the gummies that our friend over here buys?
I'm getting hungry now.
Yeah, very cool. So what are they saying on the Facebook or the Internet about what's happening?
It turns out this guy is giving me all this, like, creative criticism, not being mean, like, hey, I can't get in, and then can you make it easier to get in? Give me suggestions and shit. So, I can do that here.
Oh, you could do all that?
No, I said I can do that here.
Oh, great.
Never mind.
Okay. Huh?
Anyway, it turns out to be Kurt's friend.
Oh, okay. So
and he says that I need to stop looking at the video screen. He turns out to be Kurt's friend, and he says that he had the pleasure of living next door to him from, like, kindergarten.
Oh.
And, yeah, so that's what's going on.
So Kurt's been boring him for his whole life. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
It's like a long thread. But the page is good. The page is good this week, I mean, is what I want. People to listen, to watch, read that.
I have a question to ask you, Cher. So on Facebook they're making comments, and then you're driving them to YouTube where they could see us live. Is that what's happening?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Is that working smoothly?
Yeah. Yes, it's good.
Okay. All right. Well, we're off to a start. We're ironing out the kinks, and people say don't focus on that. I'm not. I'm just saying it's here. But, we're still going to do the show anyway. So, let's stay with us here. Now, I was talking about, rap music I don't know about, but outstanding rock music, and then we're going to talk about some other things. Dirt Crow, they've been on, okay, and Gasoline Gypsies, I know Neil, who's in that band. Kaleido, a very good band also. I know the Seatbelts, they're friends of mine, okay?
I do,
you got to
too.
buckle up,
And I know Tino G's Dumpster Machine. I know them. Okay. Now, there's these bands here, punk artist group, The Beggars. Who are they? Do you know who they are?
They are some guys who have been around for a while. They never play with the regulars you hear of, like the Zots.
Okay.
And Screw.
Screw is on there. Okay. Cinecide, who are they?
Cinecide, those two guys owned Thomas Video.
Oh, Thomas. I know who they are. I heard of them. Okay.
Do you know who they are?
Yeah, I do.
And anyways, they had this group, Cinecide, since the 80s.
Okay. Hold on.
So they've been
Hold on, Cher. Your show, I can't see what you're doing. What should I do?
Okay, no.
He's directing me, Cher. If you could be here, you could...
Just move a little bit more to Rick.
More towards Rick?
Yeah.
Okay. Am I good now?
Yeah, because now look, I'll put a picture of you and Sherry up there talking because now Sherry's on the phone.
Yeah?
Now it's you and Sherry up there.
Oh, that's really cool. Okay, I got it. Okay. Sorry, Cher, to cut you off. I didn't mean that. So
that's okay.
Now I know who these guys are. Okay, and then who else is being nominated? Sugar Punk Fairies.
They're new, and a story about that is I booked a show, and they said Sugar Punk Fairies already had it, but it was at PJ's, so I had a good reputation there.
Oh.
And PJ said, no, you guys can't have that date because Screw wants it.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
That was when I was managing Screw.
Okay. Well, there's a band called the Zots. Who are they?
They are some good friends of ours, and they played, Screws, and they played a lot of shows with them.
Oh, okay. And then we have the outstanding heavy hard rock or artist group, Artificial Agent. You know who they are?
Yeah, they play everything they play every show at the Shelter or St. Andrews.
Ooh, that's
I don't
a good
know how
gigs.
they got the connection.
Ooh, good gigs there.
They're the only band in town that has that.
Wow. Blackmail, who are they?
They've been around forever. They're friends of mine, and I've booked them before.
Okay. Critical Bill? I don't know who
I know who that is, but I haven't listened to any of their music, so I can't speak on them.
Okay. And then I go to the outstanding rock instrumentalists, you know, what they play. John Wolf Abel, he plays bass. I don't know him. Johnny B.
He deserves to win.
He's a very good player. Johnny B. Banajek. Now, Scott Daly's a friend of mine. He's on there in guitar. Joey Fava. Dana Forrester.
I voted for Scott.
Okay.
I shouldn't say that.
Okay, but then there's Dana Forrester. In 2006, she was one of our first guests.
I know.
And you remember, and she talked about tattoos. Really a nice person.
Well, I wasn't there then. I checked today on LinkedIn and found out that I started working with you guys in 2008.
Oh, 2008. How many years ago was that? How many years ago? You guys do the math.
12?
12 years? 13 years. 12, 13?
13 years.
Yeah. Wow, amazing. And we're still doing it. We ain't giving up. We're moving into a different platform. And I know Skid Marks, he played a gig with us. He's a good bass player, a good guy.
Yep.
He's in Suicide.
Oh, okay. That's right. They played at Smitty Smith's thing?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they were really fun to watch. I enjoyed that. Do you think they're going to be able to do it this year again in July? Smitty's gig?
Oh, man, I doubt it.
Oh, man.
I personally, this is my opinion. There's no chance any shows are going to happen for the rest of this year, at least.
Wow. Crazy.
I mean, there is stuff happening, but it's like outsider bands.
You got to go to Ohio. Everybody's opened up in Ohio.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
So today, Sherry and I had a conversation. It was pretty interesting, and I learned some things. So Ricky Rocks, I've been on his show before. Remember you got me on his show?
Yes.
And nice guy. And I saw his logo, and I really liked it. But then I saw something on his logo that reminded me it was like a bolt, a lightning bolt, right?
Yes.
And then tell the audience the conversation we had.
Well, you saw something that I didn't even at first know what you were talking about. And I stared at the logo thinking, what is he talking about? And I said, well, the only thing he can be talking about is that lightning bolt. And I said, oh, my God, it looks like SS.
SS. That's what the Nazis had. They had a lightning bolt, and they didn't have it's similar to his logo. What are you doing?
I'm just looking at what you're trying to show. And
what are you doing? You're making faces and you're trying to cut me off? Is that what you're doing?
No.
Oh, okay. Ay.
Dude,
Yeah, okay. So we looked at it, and I know he's not like that, and I'm going to just disclaim it right now. The man's a good guy. He's not like that. He never intended that. He just took it. And then you told me that it's the KISS logo, too. Two lightning bolts, and it was pretty interesting.
Detroit Rock City is pretty cool.
But two of the guys in the band are Jewish. Gene Simmons, who's born in Israel, and the other guy named Stanley. What was his first name in the band? Paul Stanley. Okay.
Oh, yeah, Paul Stanley.
Now I got to tell you a funny story. Years ago, I was in this Elvis band, Rick. I don't think I didn't know. Yeah, right. I didn't know you.
But you would fit in pretty good in that, actually, with the hair and everything. You'd be awesome in an Elvis band.
Yeah, it was fun. So the guy, I won't mention his name, and the guy confesses it to us while we're driving to a gig. Oh, that's cool. I like what you're doing there. Okay. That was he confesses to it.
Confess to what?
Wait till you hear it. He says, he knew that I was a J-boy along with my friend Michael Ashkenazi. We call him Elvis. And he starts confessing that he was a Nazi at one time.
Jeez,
he's telling us that he was a Nazi.
For real?
He's feeling for real.
Wow.
And he used to have all this paraphernalia in his house. Then he admitted he was doing certain things that messed up his head.
Maybe he just wanted to walk home.
Right. Yeah, he wanted to stay in the car. Yeah, you're right. But it was funny because I remember what happened. We played the gig that night. I said, "That's cool. You're not like that now." And I there was nothing like that. But his father, I met him, and I could tell this guy was an anti-Semite. I got to tell you, and that's where it came from, right? So he gets on stage with this Elvis guy, and he splits his pants while we're playing.
Oh, wow.
He bends down and he splits his pants, and we're cracking up. And he had to go change and put on another thing.
And 2 lightning bolts came out.
Yeah, right. But it's funny. He would. How Elvis, the stage Elvis, how he would try to. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm just I'm just paying attention to Miss Cherie's laugh. She's laughing pretty good.
This guy over here is too much.
I like it.
Okay.
Are we talking cruise ship Elvis here?
Cruise ship Elvis.
Yeah.
So cruise ship Elvis, that's who he was like. And cruise ship Elvis would always end the song, and his band would stop when he would take his hand. This guy would try to end the song like Elvis, and it was offbeat. Okay, he was trying to end it like that. Okay, and
like Johnny Carson used to do it.
Yeah, we're still playing, Rick. Now, one thing about Rick's band, the most precise band that I know of, your endings are unbelievable.
Yeah.
I wish our band could do stuff like that. It takes practice, and we got to listen.
It's easy. When the song's over, you just stop.
You stop, and you don't play anything else, or you let the chord ring out. That's what you do. But that was so funny, Cher, with that guy in the band. And
that was funny.
And he would get off key quite a bit. That's what would happen, and not cool. But nice guy, and that band broke up. And then did I get into another? Then I joined the Juke Joint Johnnies, and we did a lot of rockabilly stuff, and that was a great band with Billy Mack and myself, and Dan and Jerry. Not one argument at all. Did we get booted?
No.
Okay, so we're still.
What year did the Alternatives come around?
The Alternatives about
year,
6 years ago.
It's got to be at least
5-6 years. Yeah.
What were you talking about?
Yeah.
There's cruise ship Elvis right there. You got a picture up. Okay. Cool.
And the cruise ship.
The cruise ship. Oh, that's funny. See, now we're getting it. This is one of the comments people said is that when we're playing a song, we should be off camera. Yeah. So that's why I'm getting off camera.
You need a smaller microphone.
Yeah. Well, I got one that I'll bring.
That background, it looks like you're on a late night show or something.
I think you were right.
Yeah. So I thought that was a really great criticism of us, and we'll accept criticism.
Yeah.
It's different than when we're on live radio.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you want the criticism?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll tell you what's his name? I'm sorry, I forgot the professor's real name.
Kurt.
Oh, Kurt.
Okay, I told you about the brownie.
Yeah.
Okay. He told me this is a fake Facebook account because the real me is always suspended for free speech. And he lived next door to the professor. Don't report my multiple accounts. The real me will be unsuspended again February 25th. And I said, I won't tell. And he said, you should invoke the 5th. Speaking of the 5th, I mean speaking of the kinks of which his host spake of. Not sure spake is an actual word, but yes, you guys have a few kinks to work on with this new format.
He's right.
Send Smitty my love.
Okay, yes, Smitty's a great guy. He's one of the nicest people I've ever met.
Yeah, I remember when he was here in the studio with us.
What a great guy, man. People love that guy.
Yeah.
And he really attracts a lot of people to his events. Yeah, I'm going to miss it this year. Yeah, it was I think in July or something, but he really put on a great show, and it was fun. You went with us.
Yes, I was.
Remember that?
Yep.
And then remember you put on that rockabilly show?
Yeah, where we went.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Where was that at? Peabody.
No, it's PJ's Lager House.
Yeah.
PJ.
That was a great fun gig.
Yeah.
That was a great fun
That was
gig.
fun.
Hey, Cher, stay with us. I want to play some rock and roll. I got some rare music. People have never heard this song before called Bad, Bad Woman, and we're going to come back with my right hand, Sherry Claire, and that's Bob Corso doing it. Let's roll it, man. Okay, dead air, but I'll keep talking. Let's rock.
can't be right. Mama, please tell me, what am I gonna do when I get my that woman now, hey, that woman now when I go to work at the start of the day, I slip into my clothes and I get on my way. I walk to the door, but I don't get far, 'cause there's a bad woman just sitting in my car. Mama, please tell me, what am I gonna do when I get that woman now, hey, that woman now, hey, that, hey, what woman is the bad? So here is the story now, here's the story that she's not content to date and let it be. That woman wants to make a husband out of me. Mama, please tell me, what am I gonna do with it? That woman now, hey, that woman now, hey, yeah,
Okay, there we go. Rick can't believe 13 years. It's amazing. God almighty. God almighty. Mighty.
First time we met.
Little Richard.
You remember where it was?
Yeah, it was at that. It was
autograph
at
signing.
The autograph signing. I remember that. That was what city?
Gibraltar Trade
Gibraltar.
Center. Taylor.
Gibraltar.
Right. And I remember I met your ex-wife, and I had an instant love-hate relationship with her.
Wow.
I think more hate relationship. Now we could talk about that. Oh, God. I remember now could I say it?
I don't care.
So Rick comes to the office, right, and his wife's there, and she was much older than you. Let's say
12 years.
12 years older than you, and I thought it was his mother. And I almost said, "Hi, Mrs. Stevers," like Wally, Eddie Haskell would say, being respectful. Where's Sherry? Is she on?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I remember saying, "Oh, hi, Miss," thought it was your mother.
Mm-hmm.
Right then and there, that was it with me. So when I went to his house, I'd actually sneak in to the basement.
Oh.
So she wouldn't know I was there, because she'd kick me out.
It's like summer camp, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy, man.
She thought you were a hoodlum.
Oh, yeah, hoodlum. Yeah, hoodlum. I remember I actually had some words. She asked me something. I said, "Don't talk to me like that in that tone." I remember telling her that, Rick. So I know she didn't like me. But later on, she kind of did.
She had no choice.
Yeah, you're so funny. That is a private joke, and I can't tell the audience about that. I know. You know what we're talking about, don't you?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. But so I like what we're doing. I like what you did, kid. You're playing a tune. The next tune is "Hey Miss Bertha." Do you think you can find something?
That's what I'm trying to do.
He's trying to find that. Okay, it's such a rare song that we're playing right now.
Eddie Barron?
Eddie Barron. I have no idea, but I dug the tune. And you know who picked this song out? Sherry did.
Oh,
Sherry and I did Make It or Break It when we went through this whole list today. And coming up, yeah.
Which song is it?
It's going to be "Hey Miss Bertha."
You put it on the
Okay.
Facebook, how you like it.
Oh, I like that. That is really. Is it Clyde Barnett? Is that who he's playing with?
No, this is when I just typed in.
Oh.
When I typed in the name of the song.
Hey,
okay.
Hey Miss Bertha, that came up?
That's fine. You can put them on. That looks cool anyways. All right. So, stay with us, because we got a lot of great tunes coming up right now. And I got a funny thing to play that I saw on television.
Okay.
It's very funny.
In which way?
So, what's that?
In which way is it funny?
You'll see. You'll see how funny it is. That's coming up soon. So why don't we play "Hey Miss Bertha" on the Rock and Roll Lawyer Show by Eddie Barron. What a great tune. This will rock you out. Right? Is that true? It's going to rock him out? Right here.
Hey, Miss Bertha, you look good to me. Hey, Miss Bertha, you look good to me. So sweet and fine as you can be. phone. I'll be waiting for you, baby. You sure find me at home.
Miss Bertha by the great Eddie Barron. What a cool tune that was. Cher, that was a cool song that you picked out today. I really dug that. And if you just Thank you. And you just tuned in, you're listening to the Rick Stevers Show on 1460 WPON.
Oak Park.
In Oak Park. In Oak Park.
Is this Southfield or Oak Park, actually?
Say what?
Is this actually Southfield or Oak Park?
Southfield.
Okay.
Southfield. Could you do Oak Park like I said?
Oak Park.
Yeah, I knew you could. And I know you could. Because you know why? Because you and I are cousins, man.
Yes, absolutely.
We know how to
We're all
do it.
cousins.
And this guy over here, this Gentile over here to my right, finally has it down after all these years. You got it down.
Well, it's been 13 years.
Yeah.
What do you think? And I still don't know what those numbers are.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're funny. You are so funny. Well, you know what I want to do? I want to talk about. Could we skip a little ahead? Because you see where it says, you know, I bought a MyPillow.
Yeah, like me, I did too. Yeah.
What's the song so I can fill this?
It's just Mike Lindell. What it's called? You just get it ready, and then we'll play it in a second.
I bought two of them.
Not yet. Don't play it yet.
Do you like it?
Oh, it's number 10A or 11. 10A.
Just a bunch of broken up foam
That
rubber.
was hilarious.
So check this out. So, and I like the pillow. I think it's a really good pillow. I bought a large, and it's really good.
I have a soft and I have a firm.
Oh, you have two of them?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. And it really is good. But I got to tell you what happened. I saw this video of him, and he was on Newsmax. I'm not doing political stuff now.
Right.
I'm just making fun of what this guy did. So what had happened was the news organizations have been getting letters from lawyers, to do retractions.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there he is. Put him up. That's him. And to do retractions, all right? And I'm wondering, can you play the whole interview on YouTube? Could you go to that and put it on?
1 second.
Okay.
Well, actually, no, I can't because we're...
Okay, that's fine.
I can do it on this computer.
This guy brags he was a crackhead.
Yeah, he was a crackhead, and he's a millionaire now.
Yeah.
And look how he straightened himself out. And so, are you going to try to play this whole video? It was hilarious. You want to try to get it up there?
He's trying.
Okay,
he's working on it.
He's working on it. So he is going on and on and on, and the host, Bob Sellers, is trying to. He has a written retraction, which is legal, and he's trying to, and Mike Lindell is making all these false claims, about Dominion and this and that, and he's 100% right, and blah, blah, blah. We're going to overturn the election. I'm not talking, I'm setting it up for people to see. So what are you doing now? Should we play?
Where was it?
Oh, you waiting for the? It was on YouTube, I saw, but it was on that Newsmax.
Yeah.
Okay. And it was really hilarious. We're trying to put up the interview right now, and he did something I could not believe, and I cracked up. And one of the newscasters, the female newscaster, started laughing, and it was hilarious. It's not pulling up, right?
It's running slow.
All right. Well, we understand why. We understand.
Look how slow it is.
God, is that slow? It's not going to be like this when we get to my office.
Yeah.
It won't be anything like this. We'll be.
I didn't even cook yet.
Is that amazing?
Yeah.
All right. Why don't we play? Do you want to
That's
just?
like 20 years ago.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I gotta wait to get back to. Okay, wait.
All right. So hopefully we don't get booted out of the air.
No, we're not gonna get booted.
Oh, okay. All right. Why don't forget about it?
Okay, just go to play.
Okay. Yeah. So let me tell you what's happening right now. Bob Sellers is trying to talk, and he's reading a retraction.
Bob Sellers Ford?
Yeah, Bob Sellers Ford. Yeah. He's trying to read something, and this guy won't shut up, okay? Then all of a sudden, a question is asked of him, and then watch his reaction. Sherry and I were just cracking up. I was laughing. I almost fell on the floor when I saw what happened with this guy. All right, you want to play it?
Okay, 1 second. I'm getting the picture ready.
He's getting a picture ready of this guy. And it's about 10 seconds, I think.
Everybody knows what this guy looks like.
Yeah,
He's been
right.
doing commercials
Yeah.
like crazy.
He's got dyed black hair.
All right,
all right, let's let's play it. So watch this and listen for the word what.
What?
Let
let me ask you this. Do you think that this should be temporary because it appears to be permanent? Could you make an argument that it is temporary?
What?
Let me ask you this. Do you think that this should be temporary because it appears to be permanent? Could you make an argument that it is temporary?
What?
What a clown this guy is. And, I mean, this guy is just too funny, man.
That was funny.
Go watch it online. It's just hilarious. There he is right there. Oh, my God. He's a successful guy, but he's a clown. He's a clown.
He can afford to be.
He could. Charlie Brown's a clown. So I wanted to play that. And the original version of Heartbreak Hotel, okay, you're going to hear the original version right now. Elvis did not sing it first. But what we're going to play right now is the demo that was sent to him.
By the Alternatives.
By the Alternatives. And it was recorded in a hotel room in Florida. So you're going to hear the real Elvis right now, and you're going to hear the inflections in his voice, and check it out what this guy does. And you're going to hear Elvis in it right now, what Elvis took from it. But let's go to the original version of Heartbreak Hotel by Glenn Reeves.
Since my baby left, I found a new place to dwell. Down at the end of Lonely Street, Heartbreak Hotel, and I'm so lonely, baby. Well, so lonely. Well, I'm so lonely, I could die. Well, hello, it's always crowded. You still can find some room for broken-hearted lovers to cry there in the gloom and be so lonely, baby. Be so lonely, be so lonely they could die. Well, the bellhop's tears keep flowing, the desk clerk's dressed in black. They've been so long on Lonely Street, they'll never go back. And they're so lonely, they're so lonely, well, they're so lonely, they pray to die. So, baby, if your baby leave, you have a tale to tell. Just take a walk down Lonely Street to a Heartbreak Hotel, and you'll be, I'll be so lonely, I'll be lonely. We'll be so lonely we could die.
Moto even bought his pillow covers. You know that.
Yeah, I didn't get to the towel. It was about the pillows and the pillow covers. Yeah.
We just heard the original version of Heartbreak Hotel. Did you hear that guy's inflection?
Yeah.
You heard that hiccup stuff, and that's where Elvis got it from, right there. And he did a great job, Elvis. But that was the demo. I have another.
Did the guy sue him?
No, it did. All right, let's get back to the show here. Okay. Now, I have another demo. Okay. Elvis had a major hit with a song called One Broken Heart for Sale. Do you remember that? Who wants to buy a heart? What? Okay, I will not ever do that again.
Thank you.
I will never sing again. In fact, the band told me not to ever bring a mic to any of our gigs.
Oh boy, that's not cool at all. You know, it's kind of.
Well, he knows them. That's why.
They know I can't sing, but I could talk.
Sure, absolutely.
I could host. I could get up on the audience. I could do all that stuff. So, are we ready to cue it up? Is it cue up? The original version was written by this great guy named Otis Blackwell. Now, he wrote All Shook Up. He did a lot of songs for Elvis, but this was also a major hit. Let's hear the demo version of One Broken Heart for Sale on the Dan Stavinsky Show.
Who wants to buy a heart? Oh, yeah. One broken lover's heart. One broken heart for sale. Well, excuse me if you see me crying like a baby. Since she rejected me, there's nothing left to save me. Who wants to buy a heart? Oh, yeah. One broken might have all the luck, but my heart hasn't any. So I think I'll paint a sign to sale for a penny. Oh, who wants to buy a house? My poor heart, one broken lover's house. Oh yeah, one broken heart. Say, who wants to buy a house? My poor heart, one broken lover's house. Yeah, one broken heart. Say, who wants to buy a house? Oh, one broken lover's house. Yeah, yeah, one broken heart. Say, who wants to buy a house? Yeah, one broken lover's house.
We are back on the radio. You just heard another demo version of an Elvis tune, One Broken Heart for Sale, written by the great Otis Blackwell. Elevator?
Otis Elevator.
Otis
His
Elevator.
brother.
Okay. I'm glad we're doing free association on the Rock and Roll Lawyer Show. That's good.
There we go.
That helps put, space.
I couldn't
there's
help
dead air.
myself.
I know. So, Moto asked a funny question. Well, I'm not going to bring it up on the radio. Your parents listening?
Most likely.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody listens. There's not. We're trying to keep everything less embarrassing. That's not more embarrassing,
Well,
so.
it's fun when with you. You're fun.
I know you just like
you're
to call
probably
me
the
out
funniest
sometimes.
guy I've ever met.
Yeah, funny how, right? Exactly. right there. Yeah.
You were funny yesterday when you came to the office.
Well, thank you. I'm glad I made it.
He was funny with the tour of his bedroom.
Yeah, it really was.
In a big salad bowl.
Yeah. So
it looked like a cake mixing bowl, didn't it?
He was eating while we're doing our. We met last night. Is Sherry with us here? Yeah. Yeah, we met last night, and we're watching Moto eat. The first thing you had was a big glass of wine.
Well, actually, I had a beer first.
Oh, you had a beer first?
Yeah.
And then you had a big glass of wine, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many? How big was that? Was that about 8 ounces or so?
Probably more than that.
2 liters.
Not to that extent, but I mean.
And then you had something else that I bought at the store. You had that
sure.
too.
Okay. I had my sandwich wrap, and then I had
you
my
two sandwiches.
No, I had one sandwich, a spinach pie, and a salad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, it was a spinach pie.
And we didn't see you eat dessert.
Yeah, I didn't get to the dessert, unfortunately.
We used to have a thing called Caterer's Corner on this show, and we may have to revive it. That was a fun thing.
For sure.
So, do you have a Bust Out ready to go?
Bust
Out.
Out.
Well, we're going to play Bust Out, and I'll talk to the audience about that. And I don't know if we can get everything set up.
By next week?
Yeah, maybe. I'm not going to guarantee. This is funny, man. I'm not going to guarantee. Oh, yeah, look at that. It's so funny.
I think guarantee is a really strong word.
I'm not going to guarantee that we will be at the office next week broadcasting, but I will guarantee that we will be on the air next week. And we keep doing this, and we're going to keep building the audience. I know we have an audience. I know people listen to it. There you go. You got it. Look at that.
I firmly believe if we take the initiative, we definitely can do the office next week. I believe.
Okay.
But something's got to be happening.
Yeah, but I have legal work to do also.
Oh, I agree for sure.
I didn't get home, until like 10:30, 11 o'clock last night. I went to visit my dad. He was good. My dad got the shot, which is great. No, nothing.
No side effects.
No side effects.
Second shot, right?
Second shot. The only side effect I had.
The thing growing on your forehead?
Okay. The only thing. The only side effect. Yeah. The side effect I had was, when you get a shot, sometimes the part where you get the shot is a little sore.
Yeah.
That was it.
Great.
No big deal. No fever, no nothing. So, but we still got to stay safe. We got to make sure we're careful. We don't want to get sick. Right, Rich? We don't want to get sick.
No sick.
And I've had friends that have gotten sick.
Me too.
So, I wanted to, could you turn the volume up a little? Sherry, I don't want to say hi. Sure, we're going to see if Moto could get the ending to this song. Not yet.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's coming up. Watch this. It's coming up very shortly. Watch this. Okay, not yet. It's coming up right after this. Here we go. Not yet.
We'll see you later.
Almost. Here we go. We'll see you on the Rock and Roll Lawyer Show next week on 1460 AM.
Rock and Roll Lawyer Show is a registered trademark owned by Sheldon K. and produced by your favorite production company, Spag Productions, LLC.